Hey everyone, it's Takira again with another episode of Doula Pregnancy Journey. So, if you are new to my channel, I am Sakira. I am a birth and postpartum doula, and I am also expecting baby number 3. So, I've been a doula for the past 8 years and been helping families navigate the healthcare system during pregnancy and birth for the past decade. I have also been journeying as a mother during that same time. So, my oldest is the same age as my doula practice. So, it has been a very interesting journey. And this time around, I really want to document some of the things that are going on in pregnancy and just share with the world and with the community how I, as a doula, am navigating through the pregnancy journey. So, thank you for joining along. If you have not seen the previous episodes, our last episode was episode 2. And we talked about early decision making, so decisions that I had to make early in pregnancy, and some of the realities that settled in after finding out I was pregnant. So this pregnancy was a total and complete surprise to us, and unlike our other two, which were very meticulously planned out, this one was a surprise and caught us off guard. So things are a little different this go round, but we are chugging on through. Okay, so still talking about first trimester and some of the early things that have happened and some of the early things that were going on. And today we're going to be talking about choosing a care provider and kind of how I stumbled upon the care provider that I ended up selecting. So when I found out that I was pregnant, because it was a surprise, I've been doing a lot of traveling. I weaned my toddler from nursing, which can throw off your cycle, and things were just really crazy, hectic, busy. I had not been keeping as much, I had not been paying as much attention to my cycle as I normally would be. And so I wasn't very sure of dating. And so with that, I called around to have a dating ultrasound done, which is an ultrasound that you would have done early in your pregnancy to, some people would call like a confirmation ultrasound, to just look and see, okay, how big is the baby, and make sure it's in the uterus and not an ectopic, things of that nature. So an early ultrasound, also known as a dating ultrasound. So I called around to some of our local big name, hospitals in our area, big name OBGYN practices or maternity care centers to see when I could get in for a dating scan. So mind you, this is early August. We got pregnant in July, found out in early August, and I am calling around to get a dating ultrasound. And I was told they could not see me until mid-October. So at this point, I would be out of my first trimester. I think the date that they gave me, I was going to be like 13 weeks. And I was like, I'm not waiting until 13 weeks to have a dating ultrasound. Like, that's crazy. What? So I was not comfortable with that and decided I would explore some other options. So being a doula and being, well knit in the community, I called around to a local home birth midwife that I knew and asked her about getting in for a dating ultrasound and what she would recommend, and she connected me with the OBGYN that she is partnered with. So I called this OBGYN and he was like, absolutely, we can get you in next week. And so that was just so perfect, because I think I would have ended up I was going to be like 6 weeks when they could get me in for the appointment, which was good timing for a dating ultrasound. So I go in for the dating ultrasound and everything is great. We actually utilize this as an opportunity to announce to the kids. So my oldest, my daughter, she spent some of the summer with my sister. And before she even left, she was saying, my baby sister's in your tummy. My baby sister's in your tummy. I'm like, no, there's no baby in mommy's tummy. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Like, absolutely not. Like, no, baby. But maybe one day, right? Maybe one day we'll get a baby sister for you. And so she, before any of us had an inkling that anything was going on, she had already called it and said that her baby sister was in my tummy. Now, not sure if it's a sister, but indeed there was a baby in my tummy and I had no idea. And so we go to this ultrasound, and it just so happened to be scheduled on a day where she was out of school. She didn't have school that day. So she got to go with us, and we took the toddler with us too. And we get to the ultrasound, and they're, looking around for the baby, and they find the baby, and you see the heartbeat. And so I looked over at her, and I go, "What's that?" And she goes, "Your heartbeat." And I said, "Whose heartbeat?" And she goes, "Yours." I said, "It's not mommy's heartbeat." And she was like, "Oh, a baby?" So she was so excited. It was a really fun way to introduce to her. My toddler, I don't think he had a clue what was going on, but for her, she was super excited that there was indeed a baby in mommy's tummy, and she is holding on to hope that it is a baby sister, and we will see eventually. So I brought that up to really kind of talk about the choosing your care provider and my experience with going like what would be more of the traditional route of, you just call your local OBGYN and get in with them. But what that experience actually gave me was a long wait time and no real like personalized approach, right? That's not what I want for my pregnancy. And I had a home birth the second time around. And so I knew that we've had midwifery care each pregnancy, and we've had out-of-hospital births each pregnancy and each time. And so I haven't had to have much interaction, honestly, with OBGYNs or large practices and kind of feeling like I'm shuffled through the maternity care system. My care and support has been very one-on-one, very relationship-based, very individualized, and I really appreciate that, and that's something I look for when I'm looking for my care. And in this pregnancy, just as simple as I found out I'm pregnant and I am really looking for this particular service, and not being able to get in for 2.5 months did not feel like a good approach to the start of my pregnancy and did not feel like good care. Also, I know that when you don't get care in the first trimester, that's actually frowned upon. Like, oh, she started late to care. And it's almost like a little ding on your prenatal record, like, oh, she started late to care. But how many people are starting late to care because our system is overburdened and not able to get people in for appointments until they're considered late for care? And so that was just, it rubbed me the wrong way, and it made me highlight and really think about, this is why I don't typically participate in this big rat race of care. I have selected a small team so that I can have that individualized, personalized approach. And so after my ultrasound, I got really serious about narrowing down who in the community I was going to utilize for support for this pregnancy and to have as my care provider team. And so I did my due diligence. Even though I knew doula, midwives and doulas in the community, I still did my due diligence with interviewing and taking the time, because though I may know these people and be semi-familiar with them, or have attended a birth with them or something like that in the community, my husband has not. And it's important for both of us to be very comfortable with whoever is going to be in that space at that time and nurturing us during this pregnancy journey. So we took the time to schedule consultations with a couple of the local home birth midwives so that we could start interviewing, asking our questions, and get an idea of what care looked like with each of them. So after doing our interviews, we settled on the midwife that we have been seeing for the pregnancy, and the one who ended up in the very beginning recommending her OBGYN to do the ultrasound. So just having the convenience of being able to just call her or text her and saying, hey, I need this. What do you think? Or, what resources do you have? And being able to contact her right away, and her being open and excited to help me out and give me guidance, really was monumental in giving me reassurance in early pregnancy and getting me set up for the care that I was looking for. So I hope that that's helpful for someone. I hope that it helps you to take a little bit of a deeper look. Sometimes when we have these experiences, we get this like kind of turn off and this inkling like, oh, I don't know if that's what I really want. And I'm not really feeling well supported. And so much of the times we ignore that feeling and we continue to ignore it throughout the pregnancy journey of these feelings of the care that we're receiving being inadequate for what our desires are. And I think it's really important, and I encourage other moms and other families, lean into that. Actually lean into that. If you're feeling like this isn't quite right, this isn't really what I'm looking for, then you need to explore what you're actually looking for and what would feel quite right for you in this journey. Because during pregnancy, you really need support. And it can be hard to advocate for the support that you're really looking for, or even know what all of your options are if you really don't take the time to do your due diligence to find it and seek it out. So if you are needing support with discovering, this essentially started my what do I want for my birth, right? So what I want for my care and what I want for my pregnancy ultimately just leads to what do I want for my birth. And I have created a My Desired Birth checklist to help other moms and other families be able to look at and identify and really sit with themselves on what do they envision for their birth, what do they envision for the care that they're receiving, how do they want to be supported during this journey. So if you're interested in that checklist, it is a free checklist, a free resource to get you in the mind state of thinking about and becoming in tune with your own desires for birth, so that you can then follow that, lean into that, do your research, and find the right support and the right team for you, and start building the birth you actually desire, right? And we know that birth may not go boom, 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 right? We have to surrender to the process of birth and to the ebbs and flows that it may take. However, if we don't have any kind of preferences or goals in mind, then we're just going along with the flow, and whatever that flow or status quo is for standard care is what we're going to get. And that might not feel just right for us. So if you have not watched the previous episodes, go ahead and watch earlier in the journey and continue to watch, like, comment, subscribe, turn on your notifications so that as I post new videos, you receive them. You receive notification that they're being posted. And if you would like that My Desired Birth checklist, then the link will be in the description. So check that out, and it is a free resource, so feel free to download that and enjoy. I hope that it helps someone. I hope this video helps someone, and I will see you all in the next episode. Have a great day.